No scouts joining.
What's up?
Everybody's on at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Let me throw my. There he is, Scott Lee.
What's happening, Carl? You look a little different today.
I know, right? Looking a little peaked. You didn't get much sleep.
Oh, well, I am familiar. There he is. Look at all that peaked. Come on.
Yay, you're on the screen.
Awesome. Hold on. Let's see what we got.
I know Kai's coming. I didn't get any confirmations, but it's all right. We'll give a.
Guys coming, Lowe's coming.
Okay, great. We'll give it a minute.
I'm pretty sure Max is coming.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully,
Yeah,
Dwayne.
the only one I heard from was Luke saying he's not going to make it this morning. I guess you guys probably saw that too.
Yeah. And it's recording, so we can always show people afterwards.
Exactly. Well, and that's what I'm thinking is that some of these just won't be relevant for everyone in general, you know, if all goes according to plan. Anyway, that, you know, we'll have people dipping in and out and yeah. Hello.
Hello.
There she is.
Hey, Scott.
Yes, sir.
Funny.
Scott, did I leave my KROWN shirt in Knoxville?
I'm wearing it. No, I'm just kidding.
No, wearing it.
Probably. You left like 3 pairs of pants and
Oh, no.
all those other things. The guy from the Airbnb hit me up and he was like,
Yeah.
got some things here.
Yeah.
All right, I'll be by.
Things. I would have my KROWN shirt on too, but I don't know where my KROWN shirt is, so it's missing.
We need more KROWN shirts.
Yeah.
Yeah, hence why we did
Oh, there's Rebecca.
that. Woohoo!
Hey.
Hey.
Hello.
This is the third call I've been on with Rebecca this morning.
Wow, that's crazy.
I feel really bad for her.
Oh yeah, and you guys are on East Coast time.
There's Max.
We are.
Woohoo!
There went Max.
Dwayne's here.
Oh wow, getting everybody. Yeah, we're gonna do the gallery view so we can see everybody.
That's exactly what I was just doing.
Nice.
Where you at, Max?
I'm here. I'm wrapping up another meeting I got on the.
Oh, that's a picture. I was like,
Yeah.
You're holding really still, and
Cool background.
Now we got Dwayne in the garden.
Morning.
yeah. Good morning.
Woohoo!
How's everybody?
Excellent.
Doing great.
Or good afternoon, depending on where you are.
I guess so, eh?
Yeah, we're straddling midday.
You're talking to the future over here, guys.
I really want to be super interactive and had a great plan. And then even had like a really bad plan too of how I was going to really shake up the second half of the meeting. And make sure that any issues that haven't been brought up at this meeting about interacting and building community that brought up to me lately, I'm just going to, have to shake some stuff up. Unfortunately, I just got slammed really hard. I've got a bunch of stuff hitting the border, and my transportation company didn't do the paperwork right. So I've got to jump off and deal with a lot of that, and hopefully it won't take too long. So
All good.
Understand. Do what you must.
right, so I'm going to jump on when we can. Tape this one so I can see how everyone addressed all these awesome issues without me. And hopefully I'm only maybe half an hour or something. So, but I'll talk to you lovely people soon.
Awesome. Sounds good.
Good luck.
Yeah.
So that's probably a good segue into what we're doing. This is a little bit different format. I was feeling the need for really a creative environment for us to get together and hold space each week to talk about really anything and everything that we've had come up. Things have come up, and we haven't really had a platform to talk about, creative elements, initiatives that are going on. I think, there's some things that not everybody's involved in and don't need to be involved in. And then there's some things that people are doing in pockets and having conversations that would benefit from the group. And then we're building community. So it seemed that we should commune and have a place that we hold space, and we say, like, hey, just Tuesday, the morning for you guys out west, and early afternoon for us on the East Coast, we can get together, get charged up about what we're building, why we're building it, and maybe not all of the technical facets of it, but maybe some of that too. But really to just talk about what we have going on this way. I think about this as I've been thinking about and preparing for this meeting. What I wanted to see come out of it was sort of a transition to the autonomy that we want in a DAC, and that the meeting can kind of become what it needs to become for everyone. And that I'm not sitting here saying, like, well, it's going to be, these are the things we're going to hit, and we're going to, you get each your 5 minute, and then we move on, and it's just an update. I really want a conversation, and I think I can feel that we need to have more conversation, group conversation, and so that was my intention, and I don't even want to run it. I really want it to run itself, and us. I'll facilitate. I'll make sure we're plugged in and have everything recording. But really, I just want everyone to have a space to talk about what they're doing and why they're doing it. And one of the things that I thought about in the development of this is, like, well, what then? Like, we can't just leave it completely blank slate. So I was thinking about how I had thought about the event that we just had here in Knoxville, and what I was thinking about when I was building it was some tent poles to sort of run through and say, like, creativity or content as a tent pole, and wellness as a tent pole, and recreation as a tent pole, and community as its own tent pole, and business as a tent pole. And that we could just kind of, like, if we can keep things kind of like somewhat arranged, I think we can have a cohesive discussion that can still, run all over the place, and everybody can dip in. And so I think to start, since I'm already talking, and Kai just joined us, which is perfect. One of the things that we had a great conversation a few days ago about, so she did the video. Are you guys familiar with the We Are Satoshi video? Has everybody seen that? Okay, well then I won't blow any time playing it. But she had mentioned maybe finding some way to brand that. And Kai, you jump in wherever it seems necessary to correct. Yeah. So she thought it might be a good idea to get some, to fold that into the KROWN library of content. And so we were going to put some branding on that, maybe the bug or whatever. And she had even talked about maybe trying to do some After Effects animation to track the coin and change it to a crown, which I think is a beautiful idea, but also really complicated. So so my suggestion was that maybe what we needed was its own video. We needed another video, that is about the KROWN. And that turned into us riffing into some really great ideas just via text, that we just went down this great rabbit hole of ideas. So Kai, do you want to share the idea, that sort of like where we landed? And I know you've probably thought about it more, so I'd love to have you take it from here and tell us a little bit about what we had talked about in this video.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Aloha, everybody. Love light. So Scotty and I had a conversation about creating more really neat kind of commercial type content. And the Brooke kind of esque video, I thought, well, I had promised that to KROWN in the very beginning when I made it at Jeremy's that would be a KROWN branded video. And I think, like, you know, it captures the essence of Bitcoin, kind of peer-to-peer being passed around. So I think we can still make that a KROWN little piece. But really that video, Scotty, that you made about the community was really epic. And I think that that kind of reaches more hearts. When I showed it to friends, that reached you know, everybody wanted to kind of be in, right? Like everybody got interested. It's like, what is this? Like, what are you guys doing? And so I thought that was great. So that, more of that. So if something works, more of it, right? And then I think one of the things that we talked about is this slogan that yeah, we'd make another video where here's my KROWN. I just thought of that. And so a lot of these kind of branding, like one-liners, are really neat. And I think they're super effective. And it gets you, it simplifies the way that we are, you know, resonating with the world and the message. So I think, like, yeah, this is my KROWN, and we can get either locals or the people that we work with or the team to just do a really neat kind of commercial type video, something we can really cook up fast, and where whatever your passion is your KROWN, because it's about meaningful work and work that you love. And so if that's the case, then yeah, it'll be, you know, we'll shoot people kind of doing what they love, and this is my KROWN. And that could be like something we could play with for that video. And another thing, I don't know if we've talked about this. I know I joined it a bit late. I couldn't find a link, but I came up with that one-liner, Alyssa, that we were talking about a couple days ago.
Yeah.
Yes. So I don't know if you've thought about that a little bit more, but something came through the other day. I was really excited about it. And truly, if you just said, are you guys ready for this? Yo, drum roll.
Yeah, I got my paper.
Yeah. So if you go, all right. So yeah, KROWN DAC, redefining community. I feel that those two words, it really catches an intrigue, and it's simple enough because it is truly what we're doing. It is redefining communities through using blockchain and incentivization, like incentivizing, which nobody's really doing. There's like coupons and things like that, but like we're really driving a community with incentivizing them. Like we pay them for everything. You know, sign up for the email list, great. Go get some KROWN. So like just to really try this experiment and be able to come up with governance models along the way. Like nobody's like really experimenting in this manner. So I think redefining is a really great word, and community is a great word in the same line as KROWN DAC. So that's sort of like a bunch of the stuff that I thought of. But yeah, I'm ready to shoot that video, Scotty. Like whenever you're ready. I'll shoot it. I'll get it done.
Yes.
It sounds like everyone's rallying around this central point, is that what is KROWN? And
yeah.
It's about community, and that's what, when we were here co-creating this work in the site and looking at the content, it just became clear that we need to have a central rallying point and call that we resonate with, and then from that, all the other tools that we're building in the pods all make sense, and they're all tools to help build this community. But we're really a community of community builders. And I think that going forward is like figuring it all out and then sharing that and then helping other people create their communities. And who knows how many communities we could actually build and be part of and spin up around this world. And that feels like a really powerful calling. And so that was what was hitting us pretty hard.
Oh, that was what you were excited about, Jeremy. Neat.
Yeah. Totally.
I think you're so right, because you know, once we're ready, it'll be kind of our we would have mastered it. You know, we come up, like governance is huge.
Yeah.
There has to be a really solid constitution and solid governance, I feel, you know, but I think that you know, that's just going to take some trial and error and some time, probably another year or two. But you know, we can get there faster, I think. But I think we're going to be like the people that people come to understand how you guys did this. And yeah, so I think that's a service that can be offered down the line.
Yeah, and that's a whole reason to be part of the KROWN community and build some stake in KROWN and participate in KROWN now, and learn how it's done. So this is I think our value proposition.
Yeah, I think it's neat. And that's up for votes. If y'all want to vote for that, all the custodians, if you want to vote for that tagline, if anybody else has any ideas for a little tagline that we could start kind of branding ourselves with, the marketing team, like, yeah, let us know. And I'm also a super proponent of voting on chain whenever, I don't know the tech team, but like, I think voting on chain is like kind of super cool, I think, to be doing.
Yeah.
I mean,
cool.
I think a lot of us respond. I know for me, I respond better to being able to see examples as opposed to just having a yes or no. Do you like this? And it's, does this work? And it's like, I kind of want to see it in context of what are the other options? I mean, I love it. I think it's great. But I've heard some others that I like a lot too. So
yeah, cool.
But so I think it comes down to what, like, they really in space, like in the space of it, what does it need to be? Where does it, what's going to fit? And that's really concise. And I love that. And I think there may be a need for something that's actually more than that. But, I love how concise it is. The community. There's something else about the future of community or something like that I really like too, that somebody, I think it was Jeremy, had mentioned. So
that's a great one.
And we've been playing around with both of those with the website.
You'll see some different ideas. It's full of those kinds of ideas.
Okay, that's a great one too.
Don't spoil it yet, Alyssa.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Actually, the post that's had the most engagement on all of the social media is this one post that said, "We are the future," and it talked about like KROWN being the community. So that's awesome that you guys we're all sort of aligned with that.
Yeah,
and it's had the most people, like, whenever there's talk about community, that's what's had the most engagement, right?
Yeah, people are craving that and they're attracted to that.
Yeah, and we made a magnetic community, so this is what's going to help it spread. Yeah, cool. Well, I'm super excited about hearing about the website. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah,
so.
we can segue into that at any point.
I want to back up just a second, just for the sake of
Max, funny.
Just for the sake of knowing what we're a little bit more about the week 2 of how things are going to align, because we have changed things up a little bit, and I don't want people to think we have to cram our entire week of discussions into one spot, and not that we can't, because we can. But we are planning on Thursday having a content and marketing meeting. That's still going to happen. It's just going to get shifted to later in the week. So that is not to say don't talk about that here, because this is like literally whatever needs to come up. So anyway, so yeah, the videos, the other video thing that we have in the sort of discussion channels is to get some more custodian profile videos. We've got some great stuff still that I haven't used from Dwayne, but I think we need to we've been talking about getting over to see Trenton, and who's just over here in Charlotte. And I know that Kai's got some people near her that we could probably knock out. Jeremy, Max,
Carl
on that side, and Max game to help with that as well. So we don't have to schedule a major event to get start collecting these things. Oh yeah, and Carl is also over near sorry, Carl. I didn't get much sleep either, honestly. So, but anyway, so that I just want to say that for content stuff, and then we're open to discussion on whatever other content ideas as they come up. So feel free to either bring them here or to toss them out on Slack to just talk about other things, because I love what we got out of the Knoxville event, the piece that came out of that. It's, that's a really big thing to try and schedule for a video. So if we can, if there's other things that we can come up with, other ways that we can engineer great looking community pieces, keep that in mind as you guys are out there and about.
Yeah. Video is awesome. Like the video profiles. So that's a great idea.
I had a great conversation with well, there was a person. This has never happened to me, but I'm on Facebook the other day, and this guy friends me, and it caught my eye because it also had there was also a female with the same last name that had just liked me. So I was like, oh, it's this couple. How do I know them? Turns out they're not a couple, but it had kind of triggered me to be in, to see him come through my feed. And he sent me a messenger, and I thought, oh, this is one of those, you guys are now connected via messenger things. So I started to just click through it. But he said, your company is awesome, man. And I was like, what? Like, I've never had anybody just, friend me and then send me a note that was like, yeah, this thing that we're doing is really awesome. And he said he's been looking at our stuff all evening, the videos. And anyway, I think he's in a master's or a doctorate program at UT and in technology, and seems like a cool. I'm just saying, like, the content, I've never had that happen, but the content, people are watching it. People are paying attention.
Yeah.
It's working. It's doing the thing that we want it to do.
Yeah, it started.
Yeah, exactly. That's the phenomenon. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have sorry, go ahead, Scotty. I wanted to.
That wasn't me.
Well, I wanted to suggest something. So just looking at timelines, like pre-San Francisco, we have, I was wondering if you guys up north are open to, with Max and I talked about it yesterday, and that, if you're open to getting a lot of these video stuff done and also the bribe stuff. I don't know if Max and Scotty, you guys wanted to talk about bribe stuff today.
Yeah.
Regarding the airdrop.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely game for this.
Yeah. So are we going to get together up north? Is that what we're talking about? Up
Yeah,
here?
I was proposing if you guys wanted to, like, we got designer, we got Max, and yeah, we got Alyssa, Max, Jeremy up there up north, and Carl.
Yeah.
And just to kind of hash down and really just grind and really have a solid plan for the bribe campaign, which I think Max and I talked about, that we would ask the custodians for a 10 million token budget on that one. And then we would do the math to where, like, it halves a certain, like, we were going to, like, play with it and gamify it to, like, have it like Bitcoin.
Right.
And and kind of, like, go it that way. So, like, the bigger bribes are going to be the very beginning, and they kind of get smaller and smaller. So just something to play with. And and I know a mathematician that can help do some calculus to calculate, like, what we need. And then we'll have it all planned out, shoot some videos, really accomplish what we need to accomplish. And I think we can get custodian profile, you can get that going down, and then shoot wax, and then home, and then just a thought.
Awesome.
Sounds great. Yeah. Love to hang out with you here in Northern California.
Yeah, let's crush it. Let's crush it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Awesome. Yeah, that sounds great.
Hey guys, this is Trenton. Hey, this is Trenton. I got something to say. This is on a note to Scott's a mention of a transition to autonomy. That's what we want to do, right? I think there's some things that we need to put in place for governance, right? Like one thing is I think we need to look at maybe putting together a roadmap for the stuff that we're planning on doing, and some target dates for what we're doing, right? And that's going to help us prioritize stuff that we're working on, because CSX is supporting a lot of the development for KROWN, right? And we have limited resources, and we want to be able to prioritize stuff because we have CSX projects going on, we have KROWN projects going on, right? We may need to move some things around so that we hit these deadlines. That's one thing. Another thing we may need to look at is maybe having an additional meeting for custodians to meet, so that this meeting right here is kind of like a more open meeting, right? Where any member from KROWN that could join, right? But then there's going to be some action items that are going to come out of this meeting that we're probably going to want to discuss in the background, right? So what do you guys?
So,
feedback on that.
Max, Max and I talked about that. That is exactly why we're keeping the Wednesday KROWN meeting. That's really the CSX KROWN meeting of like basically if there is some support or there's some need that's custodial in nature, that we'll handle that stuff. That if it is, it's technical or if it's even financial, whatever it is that needs to be handled from the CSX team, or we'll say from that purview, with the CSX hat on, that will be brought up on Wednesdays. And not that it can't ever cross the line, but I would say as much as, I don't say as much as possible, but I would say our slant here in this meeting is that this is a KROWN meeting as if we don't even know who CSX is. This is a KROWN meeting as if like we're the community of KROWN and we're inviting other people to join us, and they don't have to know anything about the technology behind it. Now they may have ideas that come to the purview where they say, I want a guitar tuner app or whatever that gives me rewards whenever I tune my guitar. Then on Wednesday we would say, hey, somebody had this great idea to have a guitar tuner app added to KROWN DAC. Then we would discuss that and add that into your timeline and prioritize that with target dates and whatnot. But I feel what you're saying, Trent. And that's definitely been on our mind, and it hasn't been lost. But that's not exactly what this meeting's purpose was. This is again more of a open forum discussion, less of the pragmatics of CSX.
All right, thanks. That answered my question.
Trent and I have a question too. How would you like a roadmap? So when we're doing something, like how would you like, if we were to set this up, do you need it in a Google Doc? Do you need it submitted in some way, shape, or form? Or what's the most efficient way for us to get that to you so it could be, everything's tracked?
Well, I guess the roadmap was the reason why I brought it up. I think it would solve two purposes. One thing is, basically communicating to the KROWN DAC community, hey, this is what we're working on, right? And this is when we're planning on rolling out these services. And then of course the other reason would be, of course, so we could prioritize what we're working on. But the format that you wanted to communicate that in, let you guys decide on that. But I was thinking maybe part of the website that's being worked on right now. Maybe we can put the roadmap on there or something like that. That's just a suggestion.
Like website launch, for instance, or something like, I think Max had 3 website versions of something like that. And then, even the bribe campaign would be really neat to put in a roadmap. Mm-hmm. So it's like a legit thing. Okay, so you just want a roadmap on the website.
My sense is that for the KROWN website, and we have a website conversation coming up, but so I don't want to get too deep in the weeds on this, but my sense is that we want that to maintain a sense of public facing language, that we wouldn't, I don't know if it would be called roadmap is what I'm saying, but there would be some, what CSX needs and what we need for the public facing are not always going to be perfectly aligned. We can just agree to that. And then sometimes they do, and sometimes it does make sense. So I'm just saying, let's not get ourselves too far down that road of saying like, this is what it's going to say on the website. But I think that information of like what's being built, who's doing, incredible things of interest within the DAC community is a great thing to have on the website. And that's going to be of interest to be like, oh, it's flourishing, it's growing, and it's building new technology to help support these, those infrastructures, those communities. I think that's a great thing to have out there. Again, I don't know if it'll have the technical nomenclature, but it may have sometimes. So does that all cool? All right. So I know we have business to take care of, and I have some other things I want to talk about. But because we've just talked about the website, I kind of want to turn it over to Alyssa and Jeremy. They've been working away. Max, pipe in whenever you feel necessary. But let's, what's up with the website, guys?
Yeah, so I am so grateful that last week at the all hands meeting, I totally didn't have my shit together and was just like, oh, I'm so overwhelmed. This Webflow thing is like so much going on, because it lit a fire under my ass to figure it out and be like, no, I can do this, and let's like make it work. And each day that I've sat down and Jeremy's helped create some content, it's really, Webflow is totally doable, and I have like a little URL that I'll share with you all. So first I'll share my screen, and then I'll also, can you see the screen okay?
Yeah, great.
Cool. And then I'll type in the chat the URL. Let's see. Oh, that's the hardest part. Once you're screen sharing, the chat gets funny. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Okay, so you can go to this website from your phone, iPad, computer, whatever. And I'll just walk through what we have.
The phone version looks great too. That's been a focus.
Yeah. So
Can we pull it up right now? Is that something we can do if we have the?
yeah, if you go to the chat and just click on the link, can you see it in the screen share?
Well, I'm doing it on a different. I got it. I found it. So.
Okay, cool.
That's so awesome. That's so awesome, Alyssa.
Yeah, and then there's like
a little moving chestahedron and crown logo. So great.
Yeah, there's some like quirky things with this website template that I didn't realize. Like, it has some really badass capacities to it that I didn't realize till I just really started diving in. And so this,
it's beautiful.
I created this little graphic that shows how the KROWN logo is an EOS logo, and maybe we can get some kind of like powered by EOS or some little thing underneath it. But this is really where like our main mission statement and a link to the white paper goes.
Some new terminology.
Yeah. This video automatically plays on most web browsers. I don't think it did now just because it's sharing with the meeting, but it's set to like immediately start playing with volume and everything as soon as someone goes to the website. And then we have these 7 levels of creating a DAC community that Jeremy's been working on, which he can talk about a little bit later, just kind of going into DACs. And then we have like the FAQs. Some of this content will still need to be filled in, worked out about the DACs we're launching and token launch with the airdrop, and also marketing and stuff. And these can all pull down and open up more information. And then how to get involved. We're thinking
Calls to action.
Yeah, calls to action with your email, social media, joining the Telegram group for people who are totally new to what we're doing to immediately stay engaged. And there's social media links at the bottom as well, but these are more just like grabbing their attention with that call to action, and people entering their email address, and they can also send a little description like, what's your superpower? How would you like to contribute to KROWN? And definitely we really want to have some kind of immediate follow-up email, maybe with like a welcome video on something that's really inspiring and empowering and makes them immediately feel like they're part of the community. And then moving into the custodians, we have room for like a little title under each person. And I just used the same order that's on the CSX or on the KROWN DAC website. And I noticed that CSX Corp is listed in there. So right now I just have the logo in there, and we'll need headshots of everybody.
And this could link to the video.
Where?
This can link to the video he's going to do for the custodians.
Oh, yeah. And then also made space for community members. I think I got everybody, but if there's anybody we're missing, definitely, we'll add that in. and then built with CSX, EOS SF, EOS DAC. And then we have some additional resources. I've added 3 videos.
Nice.
Also recently featured on Steemit with a link to that article that Max just posted recently that we were featured in. And here we can put any kind of like articles and links to, stuff we've been featured on. And then we've got links to Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Telegram, and Instagram. And for now, it's all one page, and these little links at the top just go to the different sections: intro, about, join, and team. But eventually, when there's more content built out, the homepage will just be little previews, and then each of those web pages, like kind of the roadmap or timeline, what Kai was talking about, would definitely be featured on a page. And
Alyssa, I have a question. That initial website we set up to actually start onboarding members, it's kind of like I forget the application. Is that tied in here some kind of way? Because I see you have join, but what are we going to do with that one website that we already have already?
We can integrate that, Trent. That's pretty straightforward.
Can we do a pop-up? Can we do a pop-up email list sign up?
I'd have to see if the template can do that.
It'll be a plugin, I believe. You'll probably have to download a plugin.
Yeah.
To do some kind of pop-up. Yeah, I think
because the websites where that comes up immediately, and if it was like sign up and you get this many KROWN, that would be really engaging, and I think people would.
Yeah, like get KROWN now by signing up, just by signing up for a new email newsletters and just as a newsletter sign up so we can start collecting emails. That'd be really neat.
Yeah.
Hey, this is really awesome, guys. Great job on.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
This looks really great.
Yeah. Yeah, I second that.
The roadmap will be like a S shape, like an S shape, kind of like board game, and we'll have like the launches all the way up to like the first anniversary. So people are constantly seeing that and like those milestones, and then the airdrops, the all that kind of thing. Yeah, it's really neat.
Yeah, and like these graphics, I can create that very easily on Illustrator, and so I'm.
And then any copy you guys want to use, I would greatly appreciate if you just update it in the white paper for the custodians to review. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Just so that everyone's on the same page, so to speak.
For sure.
Yeah, and that's something we've been developing, but are open to rewording and really nailing that down so it's clean and consistent throughout the website and white paper.
Yeah, my favorite analogy is like if you're going to build a house, you're not going to design, pick the color of the curtains before, building the scaffolding. So if you're putting in like scaffolding things, those are things that should be addressed by the custodians and the major shareholders. So just throw those in the white paper. I'm sure most people agree with the methodology. Great work, guys. That looks incredible.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
Thanks, Max.
It looks great. I mean, the guy that you guys have playing me, he can stay there. He can stay there. That's me there. He can stay there.
Crazy
fun. I was thinking the same thing, Carl. I was like, you can keep that.
Okay, you can keep that guy. That's
put
me.
Thor up there. Put Chris Hemsworth up there.
We should just all find our celebrity lookalikes, and that's our picture.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So
it's hard to draw little cartoons.
Stick figures. I'm not like,
I would love for you guys to dig in a little bit on some like the 7 levels. I know we had talked about that a little bit. I'd love for you to explain that out just a little bit because I love all the use of the imagery and.
Really, that's a placeholder. That was just in flow, and Max and I were talking about how really the technicals are going to be important that might help shape what those steps actually are. And so, I mean, that was really whipped up in a way that it wouldn't look ridiculous. And if it ended up being the steps, well, that was like magic, and I wouldn't expect that to be the case. But that was put in there for it all just to make sense for everybody. The steps were inspired by the 7 chakras, and you'll see it at the top is the 7th chakra, and it's the crown. So we're playing with the whole imagery of the crown chakra being at the top.
Let me, I have the screen share first.
Okay. We're going to go back to screen share.
Yeah, I love that. That's so great.
Crown chakra at the top, and then in fact there's actually other chakras that are out of body, which are 8, 9, and 10. The number 8 is out there to the right, and it's actually leaving the chakras and above, and we looked at that as a community that has launched, and we were actually potentially going to put a new community growing out of it. So the vision being, if we could create communities that grow and thrive, and become communities that also make new communities themselves, would really be a beautiful vision for us. And it'd be something that we would all be part of, is changing the way people organize for a long time going forward using this technology. And that's what that image was inspired by. And yeah.
That's gorgeous.
Thank you. That's community work right there, though. So.
Yeah, that's gorgeous. And you kind of have that CSX logo on the figure 8s, which is cool.
Yeah,
So, really, really great job, you guys.
It opens up at the Fibonacci sequence as it goes out.
Yeah, they're in ratio with the Fibonacci
spiral
sequence, except the last 2, because it would have like stretched too far beyond the page.
So.
Yeah.
We're hoping
I think eventually we'll have an animated graphic that
love it. I've been listening in the background. I'm really swamped. I love it all. Fucking rock.
Just watch the video, because
so
But yeah, let's all work together. And
so what do you have left? Like what's your next steps with the website?
Yeah, I guess switching over the KROWN.club to this website, and if it takes a long time to process, we could buy another domain like crowndac.com or something. And then integrating, deciding if we want to use the book.
Who's hosting, if I may ask, who's hosting the site?
I got access to the current site. The DNS settings. I think Max has access to the actual site itself, but I can switch the DNS settings over.
Yeah, I don't have access to.
You just have to switch the DNS, and I think
that would have to be Dwayne or Trenton.
Yeah, the concern I have is the data on the old site. Like I think you were saying, Max, that could be integrated into the new site.
Yeah, very easily. We can take care of that.
Yeah, well, it's not ready to go live, and we want to go through with Max on the technicals of that, and we need to do the profiles and
and everyone's pictures.
We those 7 steps might be just completely wackadoodle. So but maybe this thing is ready to go in a week or so.
Yeah, or even I know Trenton, you have an important meeting coming up with the guy from Vergers on Friday, and if I don't this could be a community question, but is this link that I sent to everyone okay to just share with your close friends and family?
The temporary link.
Yeah, until the full website is live. Just to if you have people that are in dire need of getting
I think so. I think the website's beautiful.
Yeah, I do too. I think it's impressive. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love how it looks on the phone too.
Yeah. That took some finessing.
It's just the beginning. Yeah, it's super exciting.
The one thing I would reiterate is what Kai said is I think having an earlier opportunity to input your information, whether it's a pop-up or whether it's on that right at the bottom of this landing page, I want that sooner.
We agree. It's in there twice, and there's 2 calls to action already, and a pop-up would be great. And it even says things, if you read through it, it would be great if everyone read through it and commented on it. It acknowledges you're an early adopter, and so getting in now is going to reserve some tokens. And if you participate with the email or the video that you're going to get, there'll be other opportunities to earn tokens. And we're just trying to entice people to jump in and contribute and be part of this. And that.
I love it, man. I love it. I think it's
Yeah,
awesome.
that's it.
There you go.
Yeah, bribe games are on. Bribe games are on.
Oh yeah.
This is like pay everybody for everything.
Yeah.
You know, that's another thing. I don't know how deep you guys want to go into this the conversation about bribes, but you know, we need to start a Google Doc. I know. No, wait. We have a Google Doc. We need to start a list. Like
Can we start a list and bring that up on Wednesday's meeting and go and dive into that?
I think
yeah,
so.
I think we need infrastructure of how to keep track as well. So that's what Vance and I talked about yesterday.
Yeah, and I think there is actually bribe schedule. There is a bribe schedule on our Google Docs that we've got shared.
Yeah, I made a draft. If there's any suggestions you have about like what columns or fields to add, you know, that's just part of a scaffolding. I'm kind of indifferent how it's set up. I was even going to suggest to Kai as a pre-worker proposal, voting on just giving her a bunch of tokens to give out before our next KROWN birthday, and just see how many she can dump every month, and then every month like pay her out in some KROWN to do that. So
yeah, we were thinking.
Wait, hold on one second.
We thought of a number to get voted on.
Oh yeah. I think, I mean, we have to talk about that within the whole group too, but that was just an arbitrary number we came up with. And yeah, we can definitely split at the custodial meeting for sure. But yeah, I was thinking something where you're like, hey, like, let's just, you know, give Kai free reign. She's experienced in the Mortys, and she knows a lot of people, so I think she'll be very, very good at the bribe game show.
Yeah. So, well, we're redefining that word bribe. I think I definitely suggest voting on the numbers. So I think the steps are, as soon as we have the number, we can do the math. So this is going to be like a really well thought out, well organized campaign, and then you know, more than one person has keys. So I think that you know, happy to take the lead on responsibility on this campaign for sure. And but I think that yeah, we have to do the math to where it has. So like we super gamify it. Anything that like don't get used or nobody claims, we just like do another campaign. So it'll be like a series.
Hey, Kai,
so it'd be like
do you feel like writing
episode
up? Hey Kai, do you feel like writing up some like a couple sentences on what you know, basically like how to guide the custodians to vote whether they you know, like.
Yeah, sure. You want me to write up the proposal?
Yeah, like a proposal. Like, yeah, I guess we
hey,
should
look at that.
Start that. Yeah, for sure.
That's the first proposal. Unless there've been other proposals.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, I'll write it up.
Yeah, that's gonna be so much fun. I mean, I definitely want to do bribes. I'm gonna be posting some like how to use wallets and things like that, like things that I'm truly passionate about. I want to give out bribes for people who show up to those. You know, and we've talked about this, like if people do breathing exercises, they can get bribes or whatever. So we'll have to submit those to Kai, and then she'll have to approve them.
It'll be Google Docs for now, but I was wondering if this is handleable on the tech side. I know everybody's busy, or even just on a website site where there's like just a clickable button to where we, instead of people submitting Google Docs, it can all be done online and aggregated to you know, Excel spreadsheets.
Yeah, there's that
service.
Like, data. There's a service called Bounty Block that I was looking at, and maybe we can go over it sometime. Yeah, there's basically you can it'll aggregate all that for you and do a like a live leaderboard as well, and that's made on EOS. So that's something that you know, we don't have to build from scratch also. And yeah, so that's just one option. There's, you know, we could build a custom solution if that doesn't meet our needs, but I really think that there's something there. So yeah,
amazing. Also another question is, can we handle profiles? I know we have that on the DAC client, like the DAC site, DAC.KROWN.club, and I think that I wonder if we can handle profiles for that leaderboard. You know, integrated into our website. We can handle that data yet.
I think that's definitely more of like the second or third iteration where we have
third iteration
profiles for those, because that's something we have to build out in the app for sure.
Okay, cool. Cool. So then I think, like, you know, before all of that, then yeah, we have to do it manual. And then I think, you know, because every time they watch a video, they have to then they would have to go to a certain group to say, hey, I watched the video. You know, how would we prove it, right? So we have to come up with ways, like this has to be just infrastructure on the side before we even launch it, like ways that we can really prove that, yeah, they went through the course. You know, there's things like Kajabi, there's things that, yeah, there's things out there that where we can like track if people did watch it.
Well,
So it's
and
gonna be
what I love about doing it by hand is that then we can justify developing it. So it's like, you know, we're solving a problem, you know, we're doing this activity, we're doing this community task,
Yeah.
and you know, with the basic tools we have, and then we can say, oh shit, like we need to make this on a, you know, we need to automate this or turn it into software. And I think that's where it gets really exciting. It's like we're defining the community first, and then, you know, solving a need for the community. I love that.
Yeah, that's cool. I think it's just gonna get streamlined. Once we get to that point of streamline, I'll be so stoked. That's like the end goal, is to kind of streamline this, because yeah, everything, like it'll flood Telegram groups, it'll flood all that. So we're gonna create, you know, an immense amount of work if we really truly. I think if we can sort out the ways and kind of architect it to where it's manageable, because it is gonna grow without a doubt. And so I think that a manageable way to do it, and also, well, you know, getting all the tokens across to you with no problems, and that's provable because that's on chain. So yeah, I think I'll be thinking really closely about the systems of how we're gonna do the bribe game, so it's not just flooding Telegram groups. I think Telegram might be what we might use for that communication, to make sure everybody passes on links on the Telegram.
And something kind of similar, there's a tip bot plugin that every time you chat in Telegram, you can earn crypto. It's active in Morty's. If you haven't gone to the Morty's Telegram, you can see it. It's really cool.
Yeah, so it's super active. Every time you even just press a word, you're very right. I just don't know where they go.
You get it in your account, and then you can send them from your Telegram account to your EOS account. It's so cool. So you're like having people engage, and then they're earning crypto, and then
got it.
And you could send it to other people. You can like send them to another Telegram user as well, and then if that person wants to withdraw it, they can withdraw it.
I love that.
It's so cool. It's something. It's, you know, it's another engaging.
Yeah.
Thing, people coming back.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, because I asked Kurt about that, and I was like, "Yo, where are these tokens going?" And I guess I haven't integrated the Lynx wallet to Telegram.
That's definitely something I want to propose to custodians as well, is like putting aside a little bit of money for that. Like, I don't know, 10,000 KROWN or something small, you know, something kind of fun to play with. Yeah, that's so exciting. The bribes game. I guess my question to the community is like, how would you guys want to offer bribes for something that you know about, that you want to offer people in KROWN and the rest of the internet?
That's exactly what I was going to ask. But I love anything that requires like IRL appearances, like in real life appearances. Anytime somebody shows up somewhere, they check into the event, they should be rewarded. Just, you know, anytime we can touch people in real life, that needs to be rewarded. That's my feeling about that in general.
That's great.
I love that. The real world engagement is so powerful, and be able to reward for that just going to be awesome.
What about the rest of you guys?
I love it too.
What about frogs? What about the frogs, right?
Yes.
Sure.
The amount of crowns that you get keep increasing every time you get closer to that 108.
Exponentially.
Yeah.
It's pretty hard.
Yeah. We did 30.
What do they win it? What do they win if they can do 108 frogs?
I don't know.
109 frogs.
We have to come up with that.
Everything at 1.08.
Ah.
We could literally bribe people to come to this conversation every Tuesday. It's like whoever shows up, if you're part of it.
Yeah.
This conversation, yeah, Max thought of that, where if we have a topic to teach, like we can have the community meeting, and then we can be like, yeah, if you stayed for, you know, we're gonna open a wallet, stay to learn how to something, learn how to something. and just for coming, they would earn KROWN. So learn to earn. Is
I love
really,
that.
Yeah,
learn to
I love
earn is
that
kind of
thing.
something I
Learn to
really want
earn.
to push.
Those are definitely the community members we want too, like that want to be part, that want to learn. So that's the top. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
Cool.
you want to get them to have some skin in the game, and if that takes, if that's like taking like 15 minutes out of their day to do something, yeah, those are definitely.
Yeah, time is huge.
100%.
Time is valuable. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I think there's ways, and if we do it, it's gonna be done through video too. It's gonna be really episodal. Like I really see it. Like it'll be episodal, where it's numbered, and then we're always gonna plug May 22nd, obviously, and then it'll be. I think that really the next steps is to get the budget and then like have it like really do the numbers and see if we can execute on it, put that on the roadmap, and then execute on it. I think if we really like dig down and work cohesively, I think it might work. I think it's just something unique and different that I even like Max, honestly, I still did think about it, man. I think like an announcement to be like, hey, we dropped the airdrop game. But yeah, no, we're still gonna do the airdrop. But like, I think it's just to do something really unique makes us stand out. But I think it'll be really fun to see what comes out of it. Like about 8 months from now, or however long, June, July, yeah, 8 or 9 months from now.
Yeah.
It'll be really interesting to see. Yeah.
Cool. You think we did the meeting about an hour? Feeling good?
Oh wow, we've been going an hour already.
Yeah.
Well, hey, since you spoke up, I'm gonna hit you. Do you have anything to share about your celebrity encounter that we have forthcoming? Is that public consumption information? Any of that?
I'm not quite so sure about that on the video right now, but we have some exciting people we're presenting to, and so the website is a big part of it. The video is a big part of it. The community coming into sync is a big part of it, and I'm hopeful that we have a whole lot more eyes on us in the near future. So I'm excited. Yeah.
And so we touched on it briefly, Lorena. Tell me a little bit about your response from your frogs. I've seen some of it go by. I have not done the first frog yet.
You haven't done a frog? You definitely should. It's awesome. Alyssa, how's it going?
Convince me.
It's great. We did 33 today.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a moving meditation. It's a breakthrough meditation, and it's really, you just focus on the breath, because every part of you is wanting to stop. It's like, ouch, this hurts, this sucks, why am I doing this? And it's really to come back to the breath and just let your breath carry you through, and get away from the discomfort of it, knowing that it's just temporary. And energetically, what it does for you is huge. It helps harness the sexual energy, which is our creative energy, and really just, it aligns you and it grounds you. It's just really, really cool to do. So if we can get everyone on those, starting them, just building up daily, you'd really notice a difference.
All right. I'm sold.
Energetically.
I think that you should, and I know you've got one, you did a little video of you setting that up a little bit. You didn't go that far into detail.
Yeah.
I would challenge you to put together, and maybe we even bribe you or something, but put together what you just said,
okay,
a little thing, and then demonstrate it. And then I think we should include that in the bottom of our KROWN page, in the videos. I'm throwing that out there, but this is stuff that's like, we're all gonna participate, and maybe it can become a bribe somehow that we're all doing it, or for other people to do it, as they join.
Yeah.
I don't know. But I've been seeing everybody do it, so I felt a little left out. So I just wanted to.
It's so good, Scott. I love it. What about proof of frogs? Proof of frogs.
Proof of frogs.
Proof of frogs.
You have to upload a video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That's great, man. That is a great.
People are gonna join our Telegram and be like,
proof of frogs of how much if you go, you can go right for 108, but then you have like bills the next week, like for massage therapists, like hot and ice thing.
Then you can come see me for
like,
stretch session.
So you can prove it. If you didn't prove it at the time, you can have proof of after, like, yeah, you did.
Proof of pain is what it would
Yeah.
Oh man.
Awesome.
All right.
And I think that was the only thing. Is there anything coming up? Anything that recreational events, current events, anything coming up anybody else wants to throw out? Because otherwise we have covered everything I had, and really just anything, any Q&A, anything at all. Right now is the time. You got everybody here.
A point.
Just really quick, guys. Just please review, if you haven't yet, review the white paper, add comments, tear it up, add things, remove things. It's a living white paper. Nothing's set in stone, just the scaffolding for it. So.
And we're dropping stuff in there right now, so maybe give us a little bit of time so it all lines up with some of the website, and then review it.
And then, yeah, I'd like to also at some point make it really graphic and kind of the way that Karma does their white paper, where there's pictures and bigger text, and it's, yeah.
I love that. I can do graphic almost.
Yeah, and just to reiterate what what I brought up earlier is that the website for now, before it's on the KROWN.club, that link that I sent to everyone in the chat, feel free to send that to your close friends and family, like anyone who's really looking to learn more about what we're up to, but also know that it's going to be tweaked a little bit before the final website is live on KROWN.club.
We won't do anything too crazy to it. It'll be okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the structure's there. It's just some tweaks and minor changes.
Oh, just really quick, one more thing I almost forgot. There's a couple other ways. I've had a few discussions with people about like different ways to earn. So that could be through contest. It could through, so like we post a contest, like you show up to an event, if you do a task, you earn a prize, or the first 10 people to do a task, earn something. Then also there would be some type of bounties. So if like someone helps us make something that we need help with, like let's say we need some real-time integration or something, someone does that, they can earn something. And of course we have the bribes, and there's one other one. What is the last one? Anyway, yeah, I'll bring this all up. But yeah, there's different ways to earn. So if you can think of any other categories that we can build out and offer incentives, we should definitely add those to the list for show.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'm ready to hash on my list of things would be the videos, and we have MailChimp, right? We have that for mailing list. So once I think the first video I wanted to make was just signing up on the mailing list once the website is ready to go.
Yeah, we got that.
I would just do the mail list and make like a little quick video for the first bribe. It's just to join so that they can see all the bribes, to join all the socials, so that they can see the bribes, and then we'll architect like how we're gonna manage it basically, and keep track, and then pay out, and then I think once that's done, it's just gonna be once we have it kind of lined up with a roadmap, and the math is done, I think we can just start creating. I'll probably create like a whole handful, a basket of videos for these bribes, and then we'll just start the campaign, see what happens. Never really know unless
hopefully there'll be enough bribes that require that they create videos.
It'll be create a bribe, like we'll get them to do, like this is the network, kind of like the network marketing effect, if you will. Like we'll get them to, hey, we'll double a bribe if you create a bribe, a video bribe. And you have to list a set of rules, and then they have to tag you on the Telegram. Like it'll be like that. So then they'll be building their own kind of little bribe community. So it'll be a good little experiment on kind of like that, almost that downline effect, which is a really magnificent model. But we're going to use it in incentivization instead of having comp plans and such.
Yeah, I just love any way that we can get additional content user generated. So
that's right. That's the way to go. That's the way to go.
just really quick, I sent you guys a link to the 4 different reward types identified. Giveaways, bounties, contests, and bribes. And so I just started on some sheets. But if you can think of any other category of incentivization or rewards, let's do it. But those are ones that we can give away to someone. Like, oh yeah, here's, you can run this, run the giveaways. You can run the, whatever program they want to run. So just throwing that out there. So definitely check those out if you got a second.
Awesome.
Right on.
Cool.
All right.
All
right. Well, that's all I got. Dwayne, you got anything to finish us off with?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the challenges and stuff. I'm going to have a whole challenge. It's called Messy DAC. So it's where I thought I'd be able to address some of the behind the scenes issues of how we actually got to the meeting today. The feelings of people that we're trying to do an inclusive community, and that communication and different styles of communication will make you kind of go up to the point sometimes even now, knowing what I know in our group, you can kind of tell like a break in your voice, right? That little crackle to have the courage to tackle issues when you feel like, fuck, I don't think I'm doing something right, or I don't know if I belong with this group. So I think what we've tried to foster is enough time together to trust people. The communication goes to shit. It's like a daily thing. So Dwayne is really excited to switch hats and be like camp counselor. But the challenge of camp counselor is that you have to challenge me to engage me, first of all, if we're not bringing it to your audience. And then someone else is going to bribe me to make sure this is all the messy DAC stuff is brought up in a public forum. So I think really the messy DAC stuff is going to give us more cred and probably lesson learned and some knowledge, some experience, because the rest of the stuff we're pretty confident on how we're moving forward and going to build, and we can all see it all. The not so confidence is how do you scale when we have this beautiful community in front of us, and I'm still still tough, right? It's still a daily exercise of, hey, we're fucking awesome, I'm doing the right thing, can I break through these other communication barriers to show that? So we've kind of said, hey, we can show this by just doing work. Well, work doesn't really matter if we're really trying and we're not feeling good. So I'm feeling pretty fucking good. I want to just share that. So anybody that wants to need and challenge, I've got time.
I have something. I have something to share for just right or wrong lines of that matter. If everybody's open, I'm gonna be super transparent with it. Definitely not feeling well with certain aspects on my end. This relates with Lorena, and this relates to my car keys. And so I think in the Los Angeles trip, some of you guys, I actually had planned to ask at the end of this meeting, but you brought it up first. You read my words. But yeah, I was actually gonna bring this up right up after this meeting. So thank you for facilitating and opening that door gracefully. So yeah, so I think that so had some sequence of events that occurred in Los Angeles. I mean, how transparent do we want to be, right?
I think the transparency is if people want to know the past and how we got here, we can go into deep sessions, but we're kind of talking about here and now, and it's live. You know what I mean? It's going forward. So I think it's more about, you know what? I don't know all of you in your past, but you're fucking awesome when you show up. So that's good enough for me. It's an inclusive group that we know that, if we're having issues with us in this awesome group, I think it's happening for a reason, because it's such great energy. It feels so good to come out and like speak your needs. And who else are we going to do this with? So, hey, it's brand new. It's pretty new to myself as well, but it seems like this energy is what's driving some passion and some transparency to everybody else. So wherever you feel is needed, yeah, please continue.
Okay, great. Awesome. So yeah, as you all know, Lorena Santa Cruz, I brought her into the team and truly vetted for her to be on the team, just knowing what I knew from her. Sequence of events happened where just I just kind of began to, it incited tears because I realized that I didn't really know who this person was.
Oh, you're breaking up terribly.
And the actions didn't equate what, can you hear me okay? How about now? Scott?
I heard you say Scott, but yeah, you've broken, a lot of that was broken, just so you know.
Okay, sure. That's okay. Yeah, so I just thought, so there's obviously some friction happening, and I think really we've gotten to a point where, you know, after sitting with it for a while, it was really hard to it's just like, you know, having Coral with sister, I guess, and I was just shocked to notice that who I thought she wasn't really, I just, like, the behavior that I saw wasn't like who I thought she was. I guess in a sense I had expectations of someone who, if I were bringing someone in, it would be someone with solid constitution. You know, from that sequence of events, there's just some things that happened where I think she disappeared one night, and then we threw my car keys away. So that brings us up to today, and it's a long story. I don't really want to go into it, but what that did is really kind of solidify, like, wait, like, you know, now it's kind of coming to your own property, and so, like, he was thrown in public, and so that just kind of put me in a little bit of a situation here in Los Angeles, because if I leave my car, someone can truly access it. So I recently sent an invoice to Lorena to pay for the car and the lock, and I think that's where we're at. I think I'm waiting to see, and I followed up with that this morning, and I think I'm waiting to see. I'm waiting to hear a response, and haven't had a response, and that's kind of like quite a block. But I think I'm really taking into effect that everything happens for a reason. There's been a part of me that, like, really, it brought up a ton of resentment and anger, even kind of inner anger that I have a hard time expressing. So I cry usually. I'll just break down and cry most of the time. But and betrayal and things like that. And just that mere action was, you know, was enough to trigger, you know, a lot of the kind of lineage that was there. And so for that, I thank you. I thank you for that. But that doesn't discount the fact that there's still, you know, some accountability. I feel that responsibility at hand here. And it's just, yeah, up to you to take that responsibility and not, I feel like this really just matter of fact, like, that's what it's going to cost to take care of the car, replace the key in the locks, and move forward.
I guess what my first knee-jerk response or question, more than anything, this is for the group, is in sort of understanding, and I think I understand most of what went on. I've gotten a lot of background on it.
It's a long story. So
how I understand. I guess what I'm curious about is, for this community, what is our part to play in what seems to be a disagreement between two individuals? If I have a disagreement with Rebecca or anyone else, is it upon me, and should I put it upon the group to come to a resolution in this, or should me and Rebecca manage the situation and then seek, obviously, mediation as necessary? But I think that it's a little unfair for the group to be tasked with coming to some kind of conclusion on this unless there is something like right now happening where that something is like right now you guys are in the middle of a fight. Obviously we should break that up. If you guys are not able to communicate, we should break that. If you come to some resolve that you no longer want to be a part of the group and you want to be heard before you leave, we will hear you. But we are not we don't remove people. We only invite people in. And so we don't have a mechanism to remove people. And I hope that it stays that way personally.
Doesn't sound like she's asking for that. And
okay, I'm trying to understand. That's what
it's below a chance to respond and see if we can't just resolve this right now.
So I was waiting to respond to the email. I have every intention on paying it. I told you that from when it happened. It was a really embarrassing moment for me, and there was never any malicious intention. And it's brought up a lot for myself, mainly guilt and shame, because again, I didn't feel I was in my right state of mind, and I almost threw up my phone. But I don't need to go and rehash that day. And yeah, I have every intention in paying you. It might be in installments, but I definitely want to get that over and done with. And if that's the energy exchange that's needed and hopefully will give you some peace of mind, then that's it. I've never had an intention of not paying you. That's my response to that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, great. Thank you. And yeah, the sooner the better would be great. That's really all the communication that I needed up to this point. Is just to know that that's coming, and that
let's break through some horseshit. Really, let's just break through some horseshit. It's all nice and great. Okay, so I'm sorry we brought it to the community, but we've gone through you too. It's really neat that I've got all the ladies on the middle of the line. I got Rebecca holding the space in the middle. I got you both on both sides. That if we looked at that, we've all gone and learned a whole hell of a lot through that journey, and we wouldn't be here without it. So I just want to make sure we all recognize the awesomeness along that path, and that if this is the closure on it, I just want to say how awesome it was to be there with both of you, because those crazy times, I was one of them going kind of crazy too. So when we kind of spent a lot of energy, and we have witnesses, and it's why it's part of this meeting. It's the energy that's got us here. It's these realizations of who we are going through really difficult family things with the community. That's why I'm sharing it here, because it's not appropriate for normal business. It's not appropriate to have this on here for normal people. I'm just saying the amount that I've gotten out of this little venture, I feel so blessed that if I don't see any of you anymore, I'm growing so much as a human being. And I love myself fully, that you've done everything I need to be a complete me. Now, sorry, you're stuck with me. I'm not going anywhere. And I really hope the same for everybody else. And that we have to have these discussions on building community, because that's the tough stuff. We are smart enough. We have all the skill sets to complete our other stuff. And if we don't, well, I guess we need some guilt and timelines and pressure, because that's how we still work. So all coming. I just wanted to share, thank you for allowing the space to do an unconventional, this realization of how awesome you guys are, and how a short a time we've all known each other, to go through some incredible learnings and like growings of the heart. And that it isn't easy when we have structure and CSX, and we are opening up to a new dynamic, and we can call that creativity. It's a female feminine vibe, and they don't work together. There's this nice creative spot in the middle that we should be able to experiment, have time, and some points, if we all say yes, put this on film. This one's up to the community, but I just wanted to share. Thank you so much. I'm glad I had a bit of time to do this.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, because I thought about that too, whether this was a community thing, because I wanted to just settle this with her personally. And I think that I was thinking about governance, and I was thinking about how we handle governance. And if we are an experiment, and Dwayne, you asked me to like, yeah, you're willing to walk on this experiment. And I told you, yeah, I'm willing to walk on this experiment. And this is the experiment. So yeah, we are the experiment. And this very situation is probably one of the first, and I'm not going to say sad to say, but one of the first case that we've had to kind of have to deal with this, with the community. So I would happily to handle this personally. Like that's what I was kind of just waiting on. And I think that, I even wrote an invoice. That's huge. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
It's a huge learning process. And so yeah, thank you to the community and this community for holding this space. And you're right. The rest of the work, like we have it. We're competent, and such. But yeah, I think what I was waiting on is the responsibility and the accountability. And I guess for me personally, still with that expectation, if I'm going to vouch for you, like you'll have a little bit of like, I was trusting that there was some of that the kind of constitution that was a little bit solid. And forgive me that the ego is requiring a little bit of almost a proof that like, all right, cool. Can you be accountable for your action? And if the answer is yes, then great. Awesome.
Wow. That was amazing.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kai.
I want to just share one last really personal thing. Being totally transparent with your needs comes a lot of time with the relationships you've had up to now. And it's really, really incredible what happens when you allow some space and just some listening. And I found a root fear of at least 3 relationships, whether it was a worker, a past love, or a business partner. And that there's just this fear of being left behind. When I poked, and some of these were things you didn't want to be in, like all day discussions, and not discussions, forceful, energetic, I got a big guy. My farmer's a big boy, so when he gets riled up, it was really neat to come into your own, hold the space for people, and just realize that I haven't had the patience before to listen to this, and because you haven't listened to yourself. And it's just really neat that I do feel proud that we have this little community, because it was one of those no one's left behind. Like if you look at the people in my life, I wanted all other expectations removed and have asked so, and it's going to take some time. But the aspect of being a good person and a good friend is kind of what people are looking for, right? People are lonely in this social media world. So yeah, the more we can gamify getting back and communicating, we're not only going to have a lot of fun, I think everyone else wants it, needs it, feeling it.
True.
Yeah, I dig it. I vibe with that. DP, I vibe with that. I think that's absolutely right, because it's really funny. I actually really almost wanted to say, I wanted to tell you this, that I'd probably, like I said, I'd probably bake her a birthday cake on her birthday. Like not right now, but like on her birthday. Lorraine, I'd probably make you a birthday cake. And
Kai, honestly, there's been nothing but love for you through this whole process. And when I dream that I'm hugging you. And even last night, I had a beautiful dream with you. And when you send me that invoice, at first I was like, oh, and then secondly, I was like, fuck yeah, good. Send me an invoice, because that's what you need to do. Like, I'm proud of you. And there's nothing, and there's never been anything but love through this whole process, as uncomfortable as it's fucking been. So yeah.
Yeah. Likewise. I've been having these conversations with Cyrus, and I was like, at first it was kind of difficult. I'm like, I'm so shocked, I'm so confused. And then I was like, she's getting a birthday cake. Like if there's like a kitchen and shit, like, and like some place to buy like vegan cake or whatever. But like what we really did, if you guys wanted to hear this is if you have any more time, but I'll say it, you can like go whenever. But the every time I'd smoke a cigarette, I would look, I think you taught me that, and you were talking about my grandma, and I couldn't piece it together. And the ego wants answers, right? The ego needs to piece it together. It's like, why did you show up? And then why is it fucking miserable? And so I would tell them in a lineage, I would see them in a line, all the women in a line, and they would be cut off about here. And I would just see them line up from my mom to my grandma and her mom and so on and so forth, like lines, eons of lifetimes. And I would look at every single one of them and I would say, I love myself. I love myself like about 10 or 11 times, or as many times as I can remember. And then I would be like, anything that you have passed on is no longer welcome. And so, you know, and so for whatever reason, like ever since I started chanting that, I guess this occurred. And I didn't know that it was kind of like a sequence of events that was going to occur 2 years long, that it had to be a female to really trigger the, it was like a dark, volcanic, fiery red with like yellow pus in it, right deep underneath the belly button. And it was just this thing called martyrdom and resentment and anger that's been passed on through all the women in my lineage. So I felt exactly where my mom was at, what she feels with me and everyone else in the world, and my grandma and so on. And so that, for that, because I've gotten to see it, you know, you give, and then there's no awareness of that, and you're waiting because you can't ask for what you need. Then when you see that and you really put it in front of you, you can't, it was like, well, fuck, I don't have to live with that for the rest of my life. But then, yeah, it's like sore where it came out of. So there's these remnants of thought forms and emotions that has to kind of make an exit. And that just takes time and linear time. And, but to really see that an aged, you know, weight, that was the gift. And so, and the rest of it, and that, you know, and it's like, thank you, because yeah, I don't have to live with that for the rest of my life. But at the same time, it was the discernment part is like, great. But now we have to move to this next step and get through it. And I think like, yeah, one of the things that I kept saying here and praying is that, hey, we'll get through it. All you got to do is take care of this one thing, and we can move forward. And I think that, you know, I didn't even like the expectation of whether you're going to pay it or not is what it is. But like, it was going to show the rest of it. And so, yeah, so that's what I wanted to express. I think really the unboxing, of that it, you know, I've been conned so many fucking times that it brought up so many of those cons, and I was like, wow, this is a major fucking con. And so he brought up some of the pain from that con, and but you realize that it had to be a female to really kind of unbox that part. So yeah, for that I would bake you a birthday cake if I had like that time and place. Yeah, but thank you for that. And yeah, and the rest of it, yeah, I appreciate you honoring and being accountable for that, and sooner the better, so I can take care of the car, please. Thank you.
Cheers. All right.
I think the summary, what I got is, you know, in not so many words, is it love or fear? Express your needs without any latency, and yeah, someone's got to send me some. I think I earned this bribe now. So this will be a reoccurring event. You're talking to Camp Counselor Dwayne. Just had a beautiful exchange. My new role, yeah, is Camp Counselor. I'm open all the time. This is a beautiful thing. And I went through a similar experience of understanding that we have things in us that aren't ours from 7 generations before us. So I really enjoyed seeing that website when I saw 7 generations in front of us. Now that's a shocker thing, but when you look at a good custodian, I want to be the guy that's removed 7 generation and making decisions from that point. So that's kind of the space that's I'll hold or try and move into. Yeah, I'm really, that's all I got though today, guys. I only got 1 bribe a day.
Yeah. Where do you want Morty's?
Right on.
I'll take KROWN.
I got another million of those.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody.
Modis for everyone.
Everybody.
Thank you,
holding
guys.
space and
Yeah, thanks for holding space.
yeah.
All
If
right.
we wanted this to be easy, we wouldn't have a community. We'd all just be behind our screens, you know,
Yeah.
just working on things independently. And the most challenging part of community is working with people and moving through those, what it means to be a human and all those aspects of stuff in life and connection with others. Thanks for being a part of this journey.
Amazing. Thank you, sister. That's awesome.
Yeah. Well said.
All right.
See you guys. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Peace.
Catch you later.
Bye. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
Love you all.
All right, so the
You
next
guys are
meeting.
amazing.
Go KROWN.
Let's go. Who's still there? Who's still
Suckers.
there? Joke only.
Come on, Chen. Chen, you
Friends there.
Fucking
I'm
Scotty,
trying to close.
man.
I'm trying to close the window. Oh, there it is. It was like a
Who's
dialogue box.
closing it? You guys
Dialogue
are
box
Hey,
that popped
Dwayne.
up.
Hey, Dwayne. Thank you.
Trent,
Dwayne,
stay on
thank
for
you
a
very
second.
much.
Stay on for
Okay.
a second, Chen. I'm trying to get the fuck out of here, and I don't know when I am, but like it sounds like the next time maybe I see you, the whole team comes, or part of the team comes.
Okay. What here in Charlotte?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
I was trying to make it out today, but things aren't going my way.
Okay. It'll all work out.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey, this part did. If this part kind of came undone, then we're doing something fucking great.
Yep. Wow.
But anyway, I'm trying to hold back tears for some reason.
Yeah, they're breaking up. Yep.
I was saying I was trying to hold up tears for some reason, but it's great.
Well, your emotions were felt for sure.
Yeah, and Kai, I just to let you know, there was 4 different things on the background burner. Yours was just one of them. So you took the bull by the horns and stood up. I wasn't calling you out. That was the beauty of me doing this, is there was like 4 interactions behind the scenes that have like come at me, and I'm like, this is nice and all, but I'm dealing with it a lot, and I'll go through camp counselor, but you should bring this to the group, and if you guys don't speak about this at the meeting, I'm going to bring it up. So I just brought it up in a general sense, and it was beautiful how it all played out. Love it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I honestly wasn't sure who you were even talking about. As you were saying, like, I'm giving the space. I was just like, all right.
Language.
Here. And yeah, it kind of caught me off guard a little bit.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it'll solve everything else, because you guys were you guys have the biggest emotion, biggest things to go through. We've gone through like the most ever shit. Hi, Primo. We opened up a vortex of craziness. We saw it. Like we thankfully somehow are able to deal with all this.
Yeah. Took a minute, right, Dwayne?
That's all it took. It's pretty fast tracked. Like normal people don't go this fast.
It would have gone like probably months and years, and I wasn't sure. I knew it would kind of.
Hey, brother.
Yeah, I just knew I had to send an invoice.
We're still on.
Really weird. But yeah, now you got me curious, bro. Like, so it isn't just that. That was more the emotional part of like KROWN, and then there were other stuff that's occurring.
Yeah, no, it's opening up our hearts where we haven't been in a community that we can't usually go around normal society with an open heart because you get stabbed. You know what I mean? So, and you got to be careful out there too. It's just there's also diligence and vigilance that you have to to know that you have to be a little wary. We can't lose our street sense. You know what I mean? Like, come on. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to go through. My body's changing. That my heart's opening so much. So. Yeah, it's big stuff.
Yeah, I think it really is huge. I mean, it really, I had to keep coming down to what is truly unconditional love. And yeah, in this next piece I'm editing, the unconditional love is the letting the interval be what the interval is. And
love and fear at the end. If it gets complicated, what's driving some stuff at the current moment or time?
Yeah,
it's interesting.
That was
but it's really confusing though too, because I'm now like getting more energy out of being present more of the day, and that's the easy part. But now I'm getting more energy of being present in my dreams. No problem, easy. Well, there's like a little bit of time between being in a dream and waking. So these are things that not many people like. This sounds just like you. Who are you? Like, do you run any kind of business operation? You sound like a lunatic, but it's interesting just to be aware of energies, I guess, is what I'd say on like to most people. But yeah, and then not clamping up. I realized that clamping up when people were projecting negative energy, give me all your negative energy. I now realize I was clamping up and refusing the energy. Both energies are good. I can find how to transmutate them and make it, so that you're not feeling the energy in your body. You're not taking on someone else's energy. So yeah, it's fun meditation. I'm on day something of something. Yeah. There's a little key though, Kai, like, of our little favorite plants, kingdom fungi. That helps out a lot. It has to be part of the maintenance program.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a maintenance program thing. It like the intensity of it at the time, as far as the vortex, was it really was gonna, like, if you did ask for it, if it was like, show me what it is that's holding me back, that all the women has passed on, if you did ask for it, it's gonna show itself. And it was only gonna show itself in however manner. And the unconditional love is like to really be, okay, the interval's happening, I'm being shown something, so all right, then guide the way, higher self, because then I don't know what this is. It sure feels damn uncomfortable, but and you're like, I had no idea how I got myself in this situation. Was I like, then you start self-judging, which the ego loves. I was like, was I that blind? Was I that stupid? Was I like, I don't get it? Like, was I fooled again? And you feel like a fool. And then you kind of, but you realize that, like, I had asked for it. I had asked to be shown what it was. And it was really old, aged resentment. And for that, like, you're talking about your 7 generations, man, I went like eons and eons of can I tell you something? This is happening for all the women. This is another thing that I've been watching is happening for all the women. The women are now reading of really thick resentments of pleasing, appeasing, and then kind of taken for granted. The wives, the mothers, they're all going through this on planet Earth right now. Really, really amazing solar downloads right now coming down into the planet that, like, and I'm just gonna go off Earth here, but like, it's happening for all the women. A lot of women are going through this very thing, and to those ones that are aware that this is a gift, because it's the opportunity to truly extract the mother load. All the basically the debris passed on to the umbilical cords of consciousness, all that mother load, and that's for all the men as well. But that mother load has been passed on. But to unbox that, to really go through the flesh and the fascia and find that, it takes some serious jackhammer to get triggered out. And so yeah, it's a gift to those who triggers it, and a gift for those who are open and aware enough to see that you're just about getting cleansed here, major. And so,
but it's really interesting, the process of it.
Yeah.
Plug in the process of that though is to take it all in, get what we need. It's going to upset everything, and then spit it all the fuck out because it wants a new energy. All those systems of the past, if we have to buy into old systems, now know that they can protect us from old systems. Right?
Yeah.
So it's we have a security gate. You know what I mean? We have a security gate that if we buy into fear of all the unseen things that look scary and can give, if you give it energy, can be really damn scary. Like our girl Loretta did that night, right? Scary things look fucking scary. We all fucking freaked out. Well, what happened is those generations of grandmas and those scents and those weird things that happened came in and protected that. Well, you know what? We don't need that anymore. And the trip I've been on, all these old systems are locked into a system that they want out and want to party with us. So it's about time we get on with our own, our own new calendar, own new system of it. It's nice that it's coming up to recognize, to have the comfort. We now are, they want to feel that they're giving something, and they are. But yeah, it's funny that it has to come in and come out. That makes sense.
Yeah, it has to come
And
in.
I've let it go, but you need help. Like, we need help on this, because not everyone's sitting with this in themselves, and like literally had to cut it out of my heart. 7 generations of shit, right? Of other people's stuff. So I think we need an app for this. I think it's this health app. I think people that are tuned in could get by on a daily a little bit better if they realize there's a lot of other stuff going on. So yeah, those would be fun challenges, fun little things.
Yeah, and daily guidance on it too, and daily yeah, we can kind of, because if we've been through it, then we can maybe just share stories and assist, like within the app, assist people, that because it is there is so much to be celebrated when you're going through a purification, because the webbing, an old matrix is being like peeled off, and it's very uncomfortable to peel off old matrix. You have to be so ready for it and have the space. And so what KROWN did was to really create that space. And so it all kind of had to unfold the way it did. And so, yeah, and your 7 generations. And so we all went through it together, which is really fascinating to me, that we could really, be solid in our agreement to meet here in this right now time, to have an opening for this to be taken out, because obviously it was set that it was going to get passed on. All the pain, all the anger, all the whatever, and time to really peel off like a sticker, this matrix, this web of this dense thought forms. They're thought forms. They're just energy forms. They're balled up, that are taking up space. And by assisting one another to see it, and like, it's like, remember who I am as I'm going through this. So that's sort of like what came through. Is like, you could remember who I am as I'm going through this. As I'm going through whatever I'm going through, I'm going to be frustrated, angry, whatever, and shitty at people, but remember who I am. And I think that might be even, something that we do different, to really remind one another, like, remember who I am when I'm acting out, not in my highest self, like, whatever that is for you. If I'm hurting you, remember who I am. If I did something, I remember who I am. And then we're all on that, we're all aware that, as things are happening, it's peeling off this old matrix, and we're doing this for the entire planet. All the light grids that have been created to keep us in 3D and dense are all being erased right now. And we, as a team, is really special team, because we are now part of the really just such a key team who is erasing this old grid line. So every step, when you're present with every step, you're redrawing new grid lines of light that isn't from the old 3-dimensional world. So it's really gorgeous what's happening to all the women and to all the men, to really amplify the divine female energy that's now bridging with the divine male energy, which is really one and the same. And then see what we can create from there. And I think, like, nothing less than absolute magic.
Yeah, and those old energies, it's not their fault. There's no judgment that they're not the right energies. They actually are going to help so much. Like, people look at, the they that are controlling and the sheeple of the now. It's just like these things of the past. There was only one way, and they nailed it, right? Yeah. So they give respect to what's coming through. It's just everyone wants a new fucking song, right? Everyone's listening to all the other radio stations. Everyone wants a fucking new beat, and we're the new beat. And there's no one else in charge of any of these other parallel universes. I've done a lot of work lately, and it's like an empty ship. That's when we're not vibrating with full love of this new love that's coming through. That's all that matters. So it's nice that we're doing things that we like and can do, and it's new on tech, and there's all these other liberating factors. But yeah, this is the real thing that's going on right now.
This is the real deal. Yeah, you got it, man. Exactly. Fucking ain't right, man. What a fucking massive light wave and light relief to really erase old matrix. And yeah, that's the unconditional love, is there's no judging the old webbing. There's just like, I love you, but no thank you. Like, to the people who passed it on, I love you guys, but it's just not welcome. And as soon as you really set that intent, and I would look at them through the to the flame of the cigarette, and they would line up, because I always wondered, like, why do I keep smoking cigarettes? And to the medical world, well, you're addicted. But I saw the grandmothers, and my mom smoked, my grandma smoked, and I'm sure her mom did, and my grandpa smoked, and everybody did. And there was something that was tying this whole thing. And even my engagement with Lorena was, yeah, I couldn't figure out what she was talking about, my grandmother. And then I was like in fear. It was like the swing. But yeah, it was that was the old matrix that was peeling off. And it had to, there was no other way it was going to peel off than that way. It had to be shocked out of, a discovery, if you will. And gosh, the moment it was sat right here, and I was looking at it straight in the eye, and it was all pussy and dark, I was just like, oh, wow, son of a bitch, a huge sigh. And I was just like, what? And I was just like, and I knew this, just, you know, this is going to be like, it's going to be sore in there, and like, it's going to be all sorts of things. But as soon as you looked at it, and this is what we want to share with the world, is being able to find these things and celebrate. Immediately celebrated. It was right as I landed from Tennessee on Saturday. I went home, I was in the kitchen, and I was looking at it straight in the eye, and I was like, son of a bitch, that's what you are. That was the whole thing was about. That was and to really excavate that, and to really have people, when they're going through these dark things for them, whatever it is, you know, I had a client just now who's debt, divorce, whatever, like going through divorce. Like, that's a huge, you know, there's people going back, like all sorts of things. But in the depths of that is there's something, you know, being shown. In the moment we can say, like, just show me what it is, so that like we can just peel that off and move on to the next, because there's plenty more. That's, if we can share that with community, to embrace those moments and know that we're being shown something, and have them like really share what you're being shown. Like, what is this showing you that you're shedding? And let's celebrate, like celebrating the shedding. That might be something really unique to a community to begin sharing, because that is really bridging the technology and spirituality at its even amplified core, I feel, to really just celebrate that you're shitting in the toilet for like days. Yeah.
True. Yeah, it's needed. And once again, one thing I mentioned was, and you took it back, but I'm talking about the present of having little bits of our fungi friends are really helping out, Kai.
This is really phenomenal. I think these are my favorite conversations.
Yeah, but no, I'm saying, like, I'm not
too, and like trying to figure out how to get people paid.
We're not taping this like get on some now. It's the only thing that's breaking through to these other people that are really stuck in their head that I'm trying to help out. There's nothing possible to do. They've got to build up their own lights. But yeah, mushrooms, hey, at the very least, I can do like 54 frogs twice a day without even thinking or wanting to do them. Like, I have to. But if you're not doing it, it's like, I don't really have the time, or that sounds like it's going to hurt. Dude, so like a tiny bit equals a lot more energy and a nice sense of like not having to worry about, there's a lot of stuff to worry about right now, and I'm not worrying about any of it. So
yeah, that's amazing. That's really what we got. Yeah, that's amazing. That's the way to be. So if you're not worrying, then heck yeah, man, that's definitely the place to be. That's where the freedom is. So that's fucking phenomenal. Yeah, and thank you, Scotty. What the hell, bro? Like, that started in San Francisco. The plant medicine.
Yeah,
it's needed.
It's changed my life for sure.
Yeah, and yeah, you facilitated the whole thing, and I couldn't figure out why all of that was happening. Like, I went through a rough patch there too in the beginning of not knowing what it was, and then really calling in, what is it you're trying to tell me? As soon as I said at Jeremy's, when I got to Jeremy's, and I said, I took a stem and I said, what are you trying to tell me? Like, speak loudly, please speak loudly. And then it was only going to get us to this point. And yeah, it was only going to get me to this point. And so even being able to write invoices is like a big, major, like, physical thing that I can manifest. Like, wow, okay, I can do that.
All right. On a separate note, on that exact invoice, if I keep your invoice, that's not my business. That's your business. I'm coming on the other side of things. If they're charging you that much, let me negotiate for you, because you should be able. You don't have to go through like amount of that. I've got a couple of vehicles that cost that much. They shouldn't have to do that much work. So yeah,
I called Nissan and they told me that's what is needed. So
it doesn't sound like normal person like getting second key though. You know what I mean? Like most people can't do that. Like I couldn't just, you know what I mean? If Brian or one of my guys around here just said, "Hey, we don't have a key. This is what the manufacturer says we have to do." I guess I'm lucky. I got older shit. We'd tell them to fuck off. Like that doesn't sound like a normal thing. But do you have one
right.
key? Do you have one key to work off of? I guess that's the key.
Yeah, that's the key. The thing is, I leave my car on the street, and I have to change the locks.
Ah.
I can't leave it with a key hanging out there somewhere that someone got picked up.
Does your key is that key have any markers to tie it to your car?
Yeah, they can just click around until they find it in the neighborhood. It's definitely very possible. So I would
never think about that part of it. I was just thinking of getting.
I didn't want to, but it's just kind of practical. Like I don't really want to leave my car knowing that there's a key that can be clicked around and find my car, and then I have to deal with the bigger thing, and I just don't have any time. So I just, for me, I think it's just it's like what felt right to me. It's just what they told me. I've itemized everything, and I think a little bit for the time that I have to go deal with it, I think it's fair.
Your time is not fair. It's what's fair is what they're charging you, because but not well. I guess it's not. But I was just thinking it's to get a second key because you lost a key is the way my mind works. I drive older vehicles, so I live in a small place. If I lost a key in Regina, odds here of someone finding it are a lot more. There's only 200,000 people. I guess my cars are older. I would just say, fuck, I just get another key. To be honest, I don't even lock mine, so I'm in a different user case.
Yeah. Well, it's a brand new lease, so I just don't want to.
Yeah.
It's like a brand new car. I'm thinking like, all right, cool. If you practically like just to cover yourself from the worst case scenario, if I leave here and I leave my car right really on like just a block away from Walgrove and down the street. You know, it's just. I've been broken into here. It's Venice, so I just know the neighborhood, and not that like I'm trying to invite that in me, but like I'm just saying like the side of safety, just take care of it, and and I think.
Gotcha.
I think she's honoring it. She understands. Like I would like if I threw your laptop away, I would pay for the data recovery as well as the your time and your laptop. Yeah, I would pay for all of that. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you bet. It's and if it's a new car, that's probably your options. I was thinking if it wasn't brand new for like $1,600, you can buy like an in-between incredible alarm system and have the risk of someone finding your key and then stop them. If it's a brand new one,
shock them, electric shock them.
Yeah, you can do a lot with that. You can have you can probably add in some nice bass.
Add in some purple colors. I see. Yeah, probably different in Regina. I think LA. What's $1,600 gonna get you? Maybe some neon KROWN logos. I did think about it. I just I mean what I don't know what to say. I don't know if you want me to further think about that, but
no.
I think have to shell out a dime,
No, I think your invoice is what it is. I just wanted to get down to why it was costing so much, and you answered it. It's because you're worried about someone finding your key and they're changing the ignition and all the shit in your car to accompany a new key. So I get it. All right, we lose you.
We might have lost her.
Yeah. Yeah, I would just get a key.
I would never have thought to rekey.
It's not in the realm of right odds. I think my suggestion would just ask her honestly, the car dealership, ask her how many times do they really do this when someone loses a key, and that might give her some confidence of going, I just need a key.
Yeah, I'm with you on that 100%. I mean, I've never heard of anybody going that far to get their car rekeyed. I mean, what a long shot for somebody to be walking through the neighborhood clicking. So
yeah.
All
Well,
good. At the same time,
good.
We make mistakes in the heat of with emotions. They fly off, and then we have to pay for them. And the more expensive they are, the more they tend to be a lasting memory that you don't want to walk down again. So it's unfortunate. And it does seem like there's a certain amount of like, it was done to her, so she gets to sort of decide the way that it gets resolved to some degree. So I respect that, you know. And yeah, well done, man. Well done.
I'm just flying by the seat of my pants.
You are. Me too.
I'm so glad I had a little bit of time. These invoices are driving me nuts. But yeah, I think the only thing that frustrates me in like my business today is when you pay good money to third parties, you still have to do their job. So nothing CSX related, but fuck, you know what I mean? Like shipping these things to Oregon is $8,600 a trailer, and they didn't do any of the paperwork right. It's like, come on, man. Anyway, not huge deals, but you know, just kind of, I guess that's what pisses people off and gets people angry is when they set up expectations. Is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, go take care of it, man. I'm gonna jump off.
Same here.
It has been what I consider probably the finest meeting I've been involved in on an online discourse. It's the kind of thing where I just know if other people join in, they tune into this. It's gonna be the same way as like when they show up at our events, they're like, "This is the best event I've ever been to," you know. Like, I think they're gonna do the same thing. They're gonna show up here. They're gonna be like, "Man, I'm not gonna miss one of these meetings." I mean, holy shit!
That's it.
Like, resolved shit. Like, we really, like, and we weren't efficient about it. We didn't worry about the clock, and everybody was like, "What? We're an hour?" You know, like,
yeah.
I was hanging out with my friends. You know, like, I don't want it to end. So,
yeah.
That's what we needed. And Max had sent me a note yesterday after I sent the schedule change notice, and thanked me for sort of jumping in. So it was all the right stuff. And I needed space. I need to make my own space to be able to offer that to the community, to be able to say, okay, I can mediate this now again. I also needed that. I can't do, 8 p.m. is like prime time for my kids. That's too hard. And then everything else with life after hours. So it's all working. That's all going to work. And yeah, man, today was brilliant.
Yeah, very brilliant. Thank you, my friend. Love you.
Love you. Be well.